So let's start the discussion on loops. Before that, uh, yeah, let's cover if statements also in the same. So let's say you have some particular code, and you want to execute that code repetitively. Understood? Let's say I want to print a two table. So what I can do, a is equal to 2, like that I will keep. Now what I can do is, uh, I can create a for loop like this. In for loop, the first input will be the any variable. You can give var also, dynamic. So I will be creating a variable and initializing some value. Let's say is equal to 1. The second argument, to separate with the second argument, I am keeping the semicolon. I need to write a condition so that whenever I want, I need to come out of the loop. If the condition fails, I is should be less than or equal to 10. Next, the third one is, once the loop is exit, every time this last part of code will run. So I is equal to I plus 1. Okay, so before entering the loop, first time this variable will get executed and variable I is assigned to it, value 1. Next, this condition is checked, I is less than or equal to 10, because I is 1, 1 is less than or equal to 10, it's true, so it comes inside. So I will use the print function and I will keep in the quotes. Inside the quotes, if I want to print any variable value, I need to keep them inside this dollar and flower braces. In front of this, I need to keep I into dollar, sorry, a into I equal to dollar a star I. This expression will be evaluated and printed. So now here what happens? It prints a means 2. 2 into 1 equal to 2 into 1. 2 will get printed. Understood? So this complete thing I will keep in the loop, inside this loop. So end, it will come outside of this for loop. At the end it will execute this I is equal to I plus 1. So now the I value is 2, and it will check the condition again. This will be started only first time. 2 is less than or equal to, again this will get printed and again it will come back. Now I will be 3, this will be evaluated, this will get printed, like that it will go on executes till I less than or equal to 10. So at the 10 it will 2 into 10 it will get printed and it will do this. I will become 11 now. 11 is less than or equal to 10 is false, so it will come out of the loop. Okay, now you can check the print I value outside of it. Run. Okay, so this I is defined only in this for loop, it won't come outside. So let me print now. You see the 2 table got printed. If you want to change it from 2, you can change it to 3. Now it's 3 table, like this. Now I will use the if statement to frame the conditions. So instead of this two table and all, uh, let me create like this. I can use labels to differentiate a part of code. So let's say I will keep a label outer loop here for this for loop, for where I equal to 0, I less than 5, I plus plus. This will create a new loop. So I will print the value, just I will print the value inner loop. Let's say dollar I value will get printed. That's it, not more than that. Now what I will do is inside this for loop I will create one more for loop and I will name it as inner loop. If, let me create for loop like this, var j equal to 0, j less than 5, j plus plus. Okay, one more for loop is created and it go on executes and executes till j. When j becomes 6 it will come outside of this inside for loop. But let's say I want to break this inner for loop when I is equal to, when j greater than 3, I want to come outside of all the loops, both the loops. Then what I will do is I will just use this break statement. So here what happens is when I just use this break statement, it won't break both the loops, it will break only the loop where it is executing directly. This break loop is executing in the for loop, this inside for loop. So it will come outside of this j when the j value is 3. Okay, and it will be still be executing the outside for loop. Okay, so now let's say I want to quit. So if let's say I want, when I value is equal to 2, when I use break it will exit the inner loop, or even if I mention this label also, it will give the same result, it will break the inner loop. If I want to break the complete outer loop, then I can write like this, if let's say when I value is equal to 4, break, I will type outer loop, so it will execute the main outside loop itself. Understood? So after it executes the this one, the remaining statements won't get executed. Let's see. When this statement got executed, the next line will get skipped, it won't get executed. Okay, so let me remove these things as I am not using that. you see at the inner loop, this is when I equal to 4. Let's print I value here. When I break inner loop, so here what happening, at 0 it entered inside of it, it executed this. So whenever if j is equivalent to 4, it should break. It will never break actually. So generally what it's inner loop j equal to 4. See if I when I equal to 2, it's breaking the inner loop. So that's why inner loop when j is greater than 3, so if j is greater than 3, it should never occur actually. So just try to analyze this and do it from your end. Just take it as an assignment. See, if break will stop the execution at that point itself, it won't continue to the next statements. But there is some issue in this logic, I need to clear that. There is another statement called continue. That one will complete that part of iteration and stop doing from the next iteration. So if you see this if statements, it will check the condition and it will execute this. If it is not, if this condition fails, it won't go to this part of code. If the condition is failed, you can create another set of statement called else. So whenever the above condition fails, it will executes the statements continue. So like that you can create one more ladder also, if else if like that, multiple statements you can write else if ladder. Similarly, the switch case is also most similar to your C language. Just can go to that.